Hollywood. Old Hollywood, old Hollywood. Let's see. Hollywood. This is a better one to sing.
She lives in a theater. Excuse me, mister. Please let me.
Here, the attending guest began a 2-block-long red carpet promenade down Argyle Street to a fabulous post-premiere
On
dinner
the
party.
screen, she seems so free. She's the loudest.
20 vignettes of special entertainment filled the 2-block promenade with color and music. To the delight of
There's the Lotus. We have to find the Lotus. Who is the Lotus?
The lotus, a billion gleaming rainbow vision.
Look at all the pretty dresses.
Black cannabis. Lotus, lotus.
I can imagine she might be the Lotus. She looks like the President of the United States, even. Imagine if this was the President of the United States. How classy would this country become? I think it would become so classy, so wonderful. One can dream, perhaps. System overload. Okay. Okay. Let's stop the screen recording. Okay. Oh, and also this is the only one I have for Secret Garden Crusade, and this is kind of like has the same concept. So when you walk on the, when I sang this, I kind of had Angelina Jolie and Milena and Monica.
To weave her in a tapestry. All must be vanity. All must be vanity. Lead me to my beauty.
How beautiful.
And write me Ecclesiastes.
Reminds me of Grandma.
All must be vanity, vanity.
Here's another one I had. So Angelina Jolie, bless her heart. Who else? Lana Del Rey. Who's the actress that played? Who's the actress that played Milena? Oh, there. She's so pretty.
The red carpet.
Ecclesiastes in the Bible as well. Well, that's a lesson for Beatles Bible class. Write down. Where is the red carpet?
So hate me for my vanity and burn up the
As they should.
'cause all you see is vanity.
Who's the actress that played?
Rewrite the Ecclesiastes.
Okay, that is not. That is a far cry
I should
from.
hate you for your vanity, 'cause all you see is
That is.
beauty.
This is not it. This is not it. This is a far cry from what I'm looking for. Holy fuck.
'Cause all they see is beauty. All they see is beauty.
Here we are. Okay, this is it. Monica Bellucci. Excelente. We found it. How beautiful. And who's the girl who played Arwen in Lord of the Rings?
I should hate you for your vanity and burn up all your tapestries. 'Cause all you and burn up all the tapestries. 'Cause all you see is beauty. All you see is beauty.
My name at the club
so burn
is
up all the tapestries.
what is my
I
name?
should hate you for your
What's my name?
vanity. 'Cause all you see is
what is
beauty.
it? It is I forgot. So when the next time I go to work, the next time I go to work, who played Sleeping Beauty? I wonder who played Sleeping Beauty.
Look, sleeping beauty,
Sleeping Beauty.
from a day
Stole her from a
to
daydream.
leave her in a tapestry. All must be vanity. All must be vanity. Leave me to my beauty and write me.
This movie had to be made because it's from the perspective of how women have always been looked at at the end of time. They've always just been looked at through the eyes of very perverted men. And I watched a YouTube video where a girl was... Oh, and then we cannot forget Marilyn Monroe. We cannot forget the queen herself. So Marilyn had such a... I can kind of relate to Marilyn. I kind of had a rough childhood. I wasn't an orphan, but my mom was very... she wouldn't take her medication. I would run away from my mom beating me into the forest we lived in, and I would climb the trees and sing like the little birds, like Sleeping Beauty. And I finally got out, and now I am in my own little castle. The enchanted roses. The roses are not enchanted, but they are still beautiful.
All must be vanity. Leave me to my beauty and with me
Oh,
in the
Marilyn,
tapestry.
dear
'Cause
Marilyn.
all must be vanity. All must be vanity. Write me an Ecclesiastes and hate me for my vanity. 'Cause all I have and hate me for my vanity. 'Cause all I have is beauty. All I have is beauty. And so hate me for my vanity and burn up the tapestry. 'Cause all you see is vanity. Rewrite the Ecclesiastes, my tapestry. I should hate you for your vanity, 'cause all you see is beauty. And I should hate them for the vanity. I should hate them for the mysteries, 'cause all they see is beauty. All they see is beauty.
Cut the cape. Cut the tape. Cut the tape. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe. Oh boy. And this might go on Zuzu pedals. Why not? Oh, how much fun. I haven't listened to these songs in so long. I need to get these. I'm gonna work on these in Los Angeles. Chicago, I'm gonna be working on the flowers. I'm going to create my Garden of Eden, because I've been looking for it for so long. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. This is kind of like it.
Life in high school, the nonsense vibes when brown eyes met blue. Better cop cars, push stargazer, loving a jerk, and riding love an old friend. Berserk. She was Da Vinci heart on cathedral ceilings. He took her to a level of feelings, mysterious and silent with multiple days. I wanted to bring you to those church steps.
This is a song about Tony.
His life was filled
with tragedy. So I wasn't an orphan, but Tony was, and he went to the private school.
Thunderstorms rage behind his eyes, and when he speaks, rains start to fly.
So Tony was, he went to the private school the following year that I had to go to Shawnee Mission. He went to Eagle Heights out of Liberty, and I asked, he was so handsome, and I asked him if he wanted to go to the black tie with me, and he said yes.
Storms rage behind his eyes, and when he speaks,
so let's try to, there he is. Ooh, James Bond, remember? It was the Mission Impossible theme, that's hilarious. Not James Bond.
Dark, I couldn't see. Thunderstorms
He was such a funny little guy.
behind his eyes, and when he speaks,
There he is.
rains start to fly.
He's such a little set. You're just a little buttercup. And how old is he? I don't remember. But that was at the church, and he was in. I wanted to go on a date. That was the only time I went on a date with him, and
tragedy.
That was the only time I went on a date with him, and I wanted to go out with him again, but I wasn't allowed to, and he wasn't allowed to either. Like, we weren't allowed to see each other, and that was the last time I saw him, and I held hands, and it was so nice. And then that was the best night ever. That was senior year. I have not seen him since that. We texted each other after that, but he wasn't allowed to leave his house. He had really strict parents, so I don't think I saw him after that. So I wrote a song to help me remember. I would write about him all the time, and it was it's kind of who Blonde Gentle is, a little bit. Blonde Gentle. But that school was... Actually, that's kind of sad. I don't want to get into that. That school was a pretty dark school. The school that I had to leave, that my mom wanted me to go. When my parents divorced, my senior year, I switched schools second semester, and when I left that school, that's when he came, and my siblings still went to Eagle Heights, and that's how I met him. I was at a Christmas show, the last show, and I kind of made the demo for this. This is Blonde Gentle. So it could be about Tony, because he is a little guy. And the lyrics for this are hard to understand because the song's about love, and love is hard to understand. I remember his mom, his parents were very rich, but they were very strict, and he was like, I want to be with him. I want to... No, this was about a guy from camp. This was about a guy from Baptist camp. So actually, when I was 17, the year I began, the summer before I went to school, senior year, I went to a summer camp. This very religious backwoods Baptist camp, and I went there with my ukulele, and they did like it was a really weird thing, and it's a whole story for another day, but like it was in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Kansas or Missouri, I think. So they had a competition every year, and it was very religious, and everyone had to wear skirts and everything. You weren't allowed to have phones or anything. And there's this place called the Tabernacle, and it's so crazy to think about this. It was so long ago, but there was this guy named Dalton, and he was so handsome, and all the girls had all these crushes on him. And since it's a Christian Baptist camp, you're not allowed. This is all the stuff I packed. You're not allowed to be with the girls. They all had to be separated. Different pews and everything. And then I remember the last night of camp. I went to the Tabernacle like an hour before the service, and it was empty. And I started playing the piano, and I started playing Viva La Vida, and I started playing all these little songs. Adele, and then I was playing, and then I looked up, and there was Dalton, and he was just watching me play the piano, and he was so handsome. And then I was like, oh my goodness, it's the guy, oh my god. And he was watching me play, and then oh no, okay. He was watching me play, and I don't have any photos because I wasn't allowed to take, have your phone or take pictures, but I was playing, and then and then I asked, I was like, do you want to play the piano? And he was like, yeah, I do. And then he was playing the piano. He played Radioactive, and I was singing to it. And then he played Apologize by One Republic, and it was so amazing. It was so amazing. I wasn't allowed to play the piano at my house because my parents hated when I played it. If it was a Christian music, you know, I wasn't allowed to play. I thought he was going to play a Christian hymn, but he played Radioactive. And I was like, oh, what a cool guy. He's such a rebel. Oh my God. And so he was playing it and I was singing along, and then no, it wasn't before the service, it was after the service, and then everybody was gathering in the middle of the camp for the end of the week campfire service, and the bell was ringing, and then we had to go, and the sun was setting, and it was so beautiful, and I never forgot it, and I never saw him again after that. I never saw him again. It was he disappeared in the firelight like a little firefly, and some of the girls saw us. Some of the girls that were sitting on the bleachers saw us leave the tabernacle together, and we were talking about you know, whatever you would talk about as some girls saw us leaving the tabernacle together, and then they started whispering. They're like, oh, they were probably making it. Because we were on different teams, it wouldn't make sense for us to be getting together, but of course it wouldn't. And that place was so wretched. Like you had to, the women. Oh my goodness, it was such a wretched place. The sermons that they would preach, it was like far right conservative type of messages, and that was so special. I guess I was 17. I think, and I guess it was so special that was such a special night, and that's what I wrote about, and that could have been Blonde Gentle, and he was so gentle, he was so nice, he was such a gentleman, yes, that's okay, that's what I wanted to, that's what it, I'm so glad I remembered that, that's what inspired me. Grandma, and of course, and then Homeboy is Kid Snaz, and Tony was the guy that I went to the prom with. And he started making music, and his alter ego is Kid Snaz, so that's my Homeboy. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. And I might put this on Zuzu Pedals today. What am I playing? Oh, it's a Christmas song. Oh, and okay, one more thing. When I was in LA for the first time on Venice Beach, I was walking around, and I was about to get an Uber to go back to the airport because it was a mission failed, and I was just wandering around, and then I was found by this man sitting at a bar drinking a beer, and he invited me over to have a drink with him, and we started talking, and I started crying about Peter. Because I was there to find Peter, but he wasn't there, and he didn't call me back, and I was so sad, and we were talking about that, and yeah, like, why were you in LA? Why? Anyway, and that song is, so this song is called A Home in the Meadow. By Debbie Reynolds. And so How the West Was Won was one of the movies we watched growing up. And that man that invited me over to have a drink with him on Venice Beach was, oh, do you hear it? Do you hear the angel of music?
What's the matter with you? I'm checking out.
It's on the steamboat.
What's the matter with you?
Okay, so, oh, there she is. Christine. Not Christine,
There's
but
a one
so I was talking about this. So
in the
I told him, and he so the man at the bar in Venice Beach asked me what I did, and I was like, oh, I make music sometimes, and he's like, do you have anything I can listen to? And I was like, oh yes. So I played this song for him. I actually posted this demo. I posted this demo a month before I was in LA, and I'm so glad I did because I was able to show him this song. And he listened to it with headphones, and he slid me a card. He slid me a card. He slid me his business card, and he was like, I used to be a music productions producer. This is him. His name was Chris Crosby. Santa Monica, California, and I Wikipedia'd his name.
Lily, I got to talk to you.
Lily. Lily.
I found myself throwing in a winning hand. I just never thought I'd do that for any girl. Lily, how'd you like to hook up with a no-good gambler? We're on our way. I got $1,200 right here.
What do we do? Open a gambling house?
No? A married man should spend his evenings at home.
Well, then we'll open a music hall in San Francisco. I can still sing and dance.
No. A married woman should spend her evenings at home.
We can't sit at home on $1,200
Really?
forever.
Have you seen San Francisco? It's ugly, and it's small, and it's full of fleas. And it burns down about every 5 minutes. But each time they keep on rebuilding it, a little bigger and better than before. It's alive and kicking, and nothing can stop it. And it makes you want to build something too. Railroad. A steamship line. Something to help the baby grow.
Please, on $1,200?
I think we could start out with a wagon or a rowboat. With the help of the devil, I'll bet we make it.
I promise you it's on here. I promise.
Away, away, come away with me, where the grass grows wild, where the winds blow free. Away, away, come away with me, and I'll build you a home in the meadow. Come, come, there's a wondrous land for the hope.
James Stewart. Oh my God.
For the will.
James Stewart. George. George. We're back in the present, George. We're back in the present.
Where I'll build you a home in the meadow. The stars, oh how bright
Bing
they'll
Crosby.
shine on a world
Where is
the Lord must have helped design. The stars, oh how bright they'll shine on that home we will build
Crosby. Bing. Not Bingo Bongman.
Come, there's a wondrous land for the hopeful heart, for the willing hand. Come, there's a wondrous land where I'll build you a home.
Reminds me of the man.
In the
It reminds me of the man. Reminds me of the man. I would. There he is, a handsome man, and it reminds me of the man. It reminds me of the man that would go to the club in Houston, and he was a teacher of Spanish, and he'd be teaching me Spanish. I learned Spanish from my grandma. The last time I saw him, he sent me YouTube videos of just like music, and one of those songs was Libre, and I'm gonna do a cover, but also here's anyway, so he gave me his card, and then Peter called, and he gave me his card, and Peter called, and I looked at him, and he was like, go after him, you better go after him. So I got him over, and I went to Pasadena. I was like, he's all the way in Pasadena, and I thought there's a lot of old money there. I was kind of scared to see Peter again, but
in the the stars.
When I was 19, I was writing music about
bright they'll shine on a world
the meaning of flowers.
the Lord
It's going to be about
must have
Lily.
helped design. The
Beautiful
stars, oh how bright they'll shine on that home we will build in the